Ace MTG in round 4 of the Streamer Kumite. So yesterday was our most competitive round overall, all sorts of great matchups. But I gave the match of the day to MTG BrewLab and Mythic Mike. MTG BrewLab took his Boros Soldiers deck and was able to just go a little bit over the top, get that victory just in the nick of time. And he was also able to call out a card coming up in our future set in Karlov Manor with War Leader's Call. He was explaining how that card is just going to really make kind of Boros aggro and that Boros Soldier deck that he was playing just pop off even more. So lots of great information, lots of great gameplay. Now today we have standard best of 3, so I hope you have a comfortable place to watch this because you're in for a long one. When we're playing best of 3, you can have some incredibly long matchups, and we have 4 of them that we have to get through. But if you like competitive Magic, this is the day to watch. So let's go ahead and talk about today's pairings. Up first, I have myself going against Hand of Justice, seeing if I could keep this undefeated streak going. Next up is ManaMan going against Max Damage. Both of them are 2-1, so really important game here to see who's going to move up into the upper echelons. The third match of the day is going to be Mythras against Mythic Mike. And finishing off our best of 3 round, we have MTG BrewLab going against Sleeveless. And make sure you stay to the very end of this video where I'm going to talk all about these rounds, some of the great moments, and of course, what was the match of the day. So let's go ahead and jump into that gameplay.
Round 4, fight.
No, I just kept the sort of the basic Ajani one, so.
All right, for the deck I'm playing, I'm pretty happy with this hand. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, me too. I've got a great hand too. I'm, really happy to go. So.
Well, I don't like to hear that. No, of course, I always want the best competition, so I want you to be happy with that hand.
Right.
Just not too happy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it looks like some version of Domain. Kind of fun. All right, we're going to lead out here with let's go with a hopeful initiate.
All right.
Who knows? Maybe Ace is playing Domain. Got to be ready for it.
It is best of 3, so I want to, wanted to mix it up.
Yeah, for sure.
So to me, Domain is just such a toolbox deck. Like, it could adapt to anything you go against, and so I was like, all right, let's try it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're going to send into the red zone, and then we're going to throw down a Thalia to slow down his nonsense.
I am not a fan of that.
I didn't think you would be.
I do not appreciate it.
And I assume there's quite a bit of nonsense coming, so, you got to be ready. All right, here we're going to go ahead and attack and see what happens.
Yeah, grow that.
It's possible he could have a binding thing or whatever, that enchantment. But without seeing anything like that, I'm going to drop a Hamlet Vanguard and start bringing in the big guys.
That's bringing in the pain. Boy, how big is that? Is that a 5/5 then?
It'll be a 5/5 Ward 2 unless something happens to one of our friends. Looks like he might have some decisions to make here. Might have something up his sleeve. I see the hover, so who knows?
Yeah, so I'm kind of regretting my previous decision.
Oh no!
This is rough. All right, I'm throwing it out now. I'm really unhappy about that play. I should have just taken care of your Thalia before you attacked so the initiative didn't grow.
Yeah, but having it as a 3/3 is way better than a 5/5.
It is. All right,
yeah.
I just gotta double check what I actually have. That's the hardest thing with Domain. Every time I play something to search, I'm like, wait, what do I even have?
Well, now you're covering gas, and without that Thalia in the way, I'm a little bit nervous that we might have a sweeper coming here pretty soon.
We got double green, we got double white, we got double blue, we have double black, we have 1 red. So we're pretty good on things.
Sounds like it.
Okay.
Yeah, Domain's always tough because, now I'm in this weird position where it's like, do I fully extend into some crazy sweeper or, do I kind of play a little bit conservatively? Luckily for me, I drew the exact card that I needed to, not to have to make those tough choices. So you were going to see an invasion of Gobakan coming down. So get to see what's up.
Main deck invasion. That is incredibly rough.
It is, and we've got the depopulate, which I can ignore because that only does destroy and not exile.
Yep.
So we will make Sunfall cost a full 7.
All right,
that's
rough.
Bit of extra time. And then now we can safely push into the red zone. And actually, I only need 3 to flip this Gobakan. I can send it this way.
So 3 to my face, grows the initiative as well, gives the indestructible, and everybody gets the counter.
Everybody gets the counter, and then we'll lead out with another human here because we got a little
moly
before stuff starts cooking.
Yeah.
So here I assume you're going to try to depopulate, try to get things moving.
Yeah, I think that is just the best bet.
I mean, I guess, yeah, because you probably do that to get rid of the light shield array, although I suppose you could go for like the angel play to gain some life.
So, so there is the angel play, right? Take out your officer. You're not going to sack the array just to save your officer. But then I'm sitting here with a 3/4 flyer that's just going to be a chump blocker.
For sure. And I think that the nice thing is, like with the mana you've got set up here, you can both depopulate and get down your courier's briefcase.
And that's the route I'm going. So I at least have a potential chump blocker.
Yeah, and so here I'm going to use the light shield array because I have to.
Yes.
Just to force your hand. So we're going to give everything indestructible and hexproof. And now you can drop down your courier's briefcase to set up for the inevitable Sunfall next turn. So, I mean, I got a little, but I have a sneaky play for you that maybe you did or did not see. We're going to find out. And you may not like this, but it'll be fun.
I'm pretty sure I know what sneaky play is about to come.
Yeah, you saw it, but that's okay. And the fun thing is I don't have to do it until after I attack. But
exactly.
But I do want to regrow my initiate, so maybe I'll go down 2 there and then just regrow it on the attack. So I think we will do that to start. So I'll lose a point of damage here, but I think it is totally worth it. The other fun play that I could do is I could get rid of the leyline binding and
attacks it that way. Yeah. That was actually the route I thought you were going to go.
But yeah, the thing is I can do that next turn, but if I get rid of the briefcase, then you also have to find a land, and then I can even do the binding the turn after that. This also is, it's kind of an interesting question because it's like, well, if I get rid of the binding, then I have more power on the board. But if you find the land, like, it's super awkward.
Yeah.
I guess it's going to be sort of the same either way, right?
Boy, that invasion, that thing just, what a different game without that one.
No, it's super fun. It definitely adds a dimension here. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and I think we will go for the, I think I'm going to do the binding and kind of play a little fast and loose here. Actually, I'm going to do the briefcase because then well, let's see. If I do binding, you'd have to use your angel to kill the Thalia, and then I could just do briefcase the next turn, so it doesn't really matter. Guess we'll do it this way. So I'll take 2 counters off my Hopeful Initiate, get rid of the binding, throw down Thalia, and then we're going to get into the red zone here. And I think I'm going to also probably throw my officer since it's preventing some damage. So if you block the officer, then I get an extra damage in, and that's totally fine with me.
Yeah, because my thinking here is I want to chump your biggest thing because what's the difference really if I'm taking 7, sure. I block, I take 5. It comes down to my next play anyway. And my angel, I really want to kill the officer and the Thalia next turn. So to me, it's save as much life as possible in this play.
It's sort of the same, and I totally get that.
And then what? We just hope for a untapped land right here?
Yeah, so you pretty much, now I've got a question is, do I want to extend further and really roll the dice? I think I'm probably going to hold back here a little bit in my hand. because there's a decent chance that you just draw an untapped land off the top. And if you do, then that's just a rough spot. So I'm just going to go ahead and end my turn here at this point.
Okay. That is interesting.
But like, do you extend further there? You know, it's a real question. So here he's going to need untapped land to say goodnight to everything here. Otherwise, he's going to have to get that angel cooking and take out probably the officer and the Thalia.
Yeah, I think that's just the only option.
Yeah, if you don't have land, for sure, it's the only option.
And usually, right, this is such an equalizer. I mean, the thing is, though, good chance you could also have just another Thalia in hand. At least gets me up to 11.
Yeah, so this is really nice, too, because even though he did all of this, or you did all of this, now I get to attack, grow everything to a 4 power, and just push through for another 8 damage, which you can't really block profitably, which is amazing. And then post-combat, I can get rid of the briefcase. So we're totally going to do that. So we'll start there. Now he does get to trade for the Vanguard if he wants to go that direction. But even if he does, we still get to take counters off the Initiate. And he's very intelligently blocking the Initiate because he knows I'm going to have to use, you know, potentially some power from it to get rid of the briefcase. The nice thing is, though, I can use the tokens from the Vanguard to get rid of the briefcase and keep my Initiate alive. But, you know, soaking damage makes sense here, so.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get rid of the briefcase. And be very careful not to take the wrong counters.
Right, take the wrong counters, right?
Yeah. So I think what we're going to do here is we're just going to shrink each of them by 1. And I can safely do that without killing the Initiate.
And I blocked that way because I wanted you to take 1 from each.
For sure.
So
for sure.
I don't know what I'm going to draw right now, so I'm not going to quite say it, but I will tell you in just a minute.
Yeah, for sure. And again, we're faced with that question. So now I've got 4 cards in hand. I'm starting to build up some more gas for after the next eventual board wipe. We're in a similar position. Do we extend further? You know, what are the chances he draws an untapped land? His deck does run a metric ton of tapped land. Mm-hmm. So, you know, there's a decent chance we can squeak out a little bit of extra damage. Again, I think I'm just going to play it safe and not.
Wow, I was just going to say, so there's only about, I believe it's about 25% of the land in domain, maybe a little less, that actually runs lands that come in untapped. So,
oh, sure. Yeah.
But with that said, I did just top deck the Mythics.
Here we go. So, yeah.
But,
and, you know, but now you have an interesting choice too, where it's like, I don't have lethal, so you could potentially, you know, squeak it out another turn if you want to try to prolong things.
So this is what I had.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And that was what was making me question. Well, it was the reason I wanted you to take those counters off, because now you have a Vanguard that would not be lethal with my Stomper. Your initiative, again, so now you have bad attacks. I'm hoping.
Yeah, and I think that this was a heads-up play from you, and I think that I misplayed here, and I should have thought about, you know, the possibility of a Stomper, and so I should have left my Initiate as a 4/5, and then brought the Vanguard down to 2/2. So I think that was a misplay on my part. But yeah, very heads-up play here. So now I'm going to have to, you know, try to get something going. But luckily, I've got a decent play here. I can go ahead and extend a little bit, but I can use a Knight Errant, which will give me the ability to grow my Initiate and push through the Stomper, and then also find some more gas so that even if you do wipe the board next turn, I'll have more stuff to do.
That's good.
So I think that's going to be my play. Question is, do I want to invoke for 2 or for 4 or for 3? And I think that there is a sizable number of things that I can still find on 2. So I think I'm going to, again, just be a little bit hesitant, cautious, because there's a very real chance that you might just board wipe here.
Yeah, because you're sitting there, already 4 cards in hand. I'm assuming you got some serious threats in there, and then you're about to find 2 more threats. So even with a board wipe, you're able to reload just beautifully.
The other thing, too, is that because of the way my deck is built, I have only 8 cards that are 3 mana or higher.
Oh, so interesting.
The majority of things I'm going to find are actually going to be under that cost. Yeah. So now I've got some really great tools that I can use to even get things going again after more nonsense, which is always fun for your opponent to hear.
It sounds like with humans you run a very similar. I think I usually do 9 to 10 3-drops. Then you have the knights.
Yeah, so this deck is a little different. I've got 16 1-drops, so
yeah.
It's very, very low to the ground. And I picked up a Warden of the Inner Sky and a Recruitment Officer. This way, even if he totally gets everything, I can still have the officer just find more threats continually for a while.
Yeah. Officer, so, I hate to see that, just its ability.
Right. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and end the turn here again. Very real chance that he just board wipes. He made a Mirix token, so now he can get an extra little power off his Sunfall. Makes sense. But yeah, again, I think with this deck, you're definitely just trying to present a board that he has to board wipe.
Yeah, exactly. A consistent present it. And I mean, yeah. I needed that Mirix. I need a 5/5. I need to be able to get something scaling above your knight. I need just good chump blocker out there.
Totally, I completely agree. Because we're not super worried about life totals. Instead of leading out with a veteran here, I'm perfectly happy to lead out with some a little bit more kind of damage here. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get the officer, and then we're going to go Warden, and then we're going to round things out here with a nice Bunnicorn.
Whew. Okay, Bunnicorn, I was not expecting.
Yeah, so this is kind of a go tall deck, so it's a little bit different than what your usual thing is that you're going to see. And I've got a really nice Scry here, was able to put something fun on the top. It's going to make his life a little harder. But Bird Migration is awesome, though. That was a very
that was a good response, at least on my part for now. But I was thinking 3/3s are going to do great against the board you had, but that Bunnicorn.
Well, that was true a turn ago, but it no longer is. So now the fun thing is we can really start going. And I think at this point, I'm going to go ahead and introduce... I do think I want to gain a little bit of life now that you've got 15 power here just hanging out on the board. So I think we are going to go ahead and do that.
Okay.
And the fun thing here is we get to go ahead and... Yeah, I think I'm going to go drop my Initiate so we can go ahead and blow up his 5/5 if we need to. And he's going to say, bye-bye, Warden, which totally makes sense.
Yeah, I can't allow the flyers to go in. I could at least chump on the ground, and then your Scry ability finding every single threat you need. So,
yeah, no, it's a real issue you got to deal with.
I would love to take care of your bunny right now. Right. Then you wouldn't tap the Warden here because I'm going to swing in next turn for... That would have been lethal. But now you got the Knight.
Now we got
5/5 bunny.
And now I've got double veterans, so I can start gaining crazy life here.
Yep.
So we're going to just hang back because, he can make very good blocks here if I were to attack. And very smart of him to get into the 5/5 while it's still good. So I think here, this is an interesting spot. Do we wait and just soak the damage and try to make the Bunnicorn a bit bigger? I think we might, but I could certainly see blocking here. I think I'm going to take it because I've got the veterans coming, so I think I feel sort of safe enough here to take this damage. But this is definitely a way you can kind of go with the direction here.
Yeah, if I was you, that was 100% take the damage, just because, like you said, you have the double veteran. I mean, your bunny is about to be, that's my last attack with it. The bunny is about to be too large for me to do anything with. So it's like, you're at 16, no threat.
Right. Yeah, and now we're going to really start going, and we've got to be a little careful because he does have more Sunfalls in the deck, so I have to be cognizant of that. But I think we need to also get into a place where we can start presenting good attacks.
Yeah.
And
that's always the hard part to decide. When do you decide to put the pedal to the metal and I have to go? Because in a long game, if you give Domain just endless amount of time, that's when they find all their big things.
Totally. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to present a very serious threat and then try to get moving. So first we're going to get like the Life Cane flying around, and now you're going to see a very unreasonably sized Hamlet Vanguard.
Holy jeez.
This thing is going to be immense. Nice little cool 13-13. Just
all right, I would like my Leyline Binding back, please.
Yeah, right. And now we will try to also refill. So this is a great time to refill.
So another knight in hand.
Another knight. Yeah, I had another knight.
Jeez.
And the safety here with this play is that, refilling is pretty good because I can hopefully get stuff, in case he wipes this. And
are you running the full 4 knights?
Oh, full 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So only one more left.
Right. And we're able to pick up some complete gas by getting another Vanguard.
Holy moly.
So now I feel pretty good sending a 9/9 at him and seeing what he says about it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to just chump this. Obviously, I could use 3 of these as the blockers.
You could.
But
the question is, do you want to now try to get into chump mode, or do you want to go for trying to make good trades?
Yeah. So let's see. If I use 3, I'm left with 2 and a 5/5, and then next turn I just have to chump the 13-13 as opposed to chumping 2 of them.
Yeah, this is an interesting spot, because he is at 10, and so the threat is real.
Yeah, you obviously have to at least throw a chump. So next turn you play Vanguard and Bunny. That would then present 3 things I have to block.
Yeah, there's a threat of me doing that, although there's also the possibility that I just start sitting back with Officer and drawing cards every turn, which is probably more likely. But I absolutely could go in for the kill if I think that there's a small chance that you won't draw your Wrath.
Yeah. I think I just have to do the trade here. I think either way, it puts me on about the exact same clock.
Yeah, I think that was a smart trade because you can still milk your creatures out for a little bit. Now, the really great interaction here, with Gobakhan and Hamlet Vanguard, this really powers up your Hopeful Initiates because I can start throwing these counters around. I can get rid of his Leyline Binding. I can get rid of his 5/5 next turn. And so that's going to cause him some real trouble. Because the Hamlet Vanguard has 12 counters to choose from. So, had 12 counters, so much for that.
Just buying myself a little bit of time.
Oh, yeah. And this is good. I mean, I'm going to need another land off the top to get this next one cooking.
Yeah, to do them both.
So, I still have great attacks here soon. I'm definitely I'm going to prep this next Vanguard, though, just to get things moving.
Yeah.
And then the question is, do we go for the kill with a Bunnicorn or not? So this is kind of tough.
Yeah, this is the hard decision part now.
I think we don't actually. And we're going to be Yeah, so this is a tough spot, but I think maybe the answer here is no. So I think now I'm just going to go ahead and sit and just see what he does. There is one other play that I want to mention here. I could consider sending in all 3 of my veterans. He's going to block them all profitably, but that will give me some tools to start attacking in the air. Mm-hmm. And so that's something worth considering. The only reason why I might not consider it is because when I blow up the Leyline Binding next turn, that Vanguard's going to be a lot smaller if those Lone Arc veterans are dead.
True.
So I think that will probably hold my hand for maybe a turn, but it's a consideration.
So for me, I think I would have attacked in with them. My only thinking on that is, how big do you need your Vanguard to be?
That's a fair point.
It's going to be large enough that handles everything I already have. And then if I Sunfall, you got a bunch of 1/1s ready to start coming in anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and I could still attack with them. I think that's a super valid point. So yeah, I suppose if I do attack with all three of them and he properly blocks them all, then it's still going to be, what is it, a 3/3/5/5/7? It'll still be a 9/9, which is still
it's still larger than any right. That's all you need to do.
And I think that actually is a good point here. So I probably should attack with these. And I don't know, I think that we reasoned it through. You can make your own decisions whether that's a good idea or not. But why did you not block, out of curiosity?
For the exact reason. I mean, my only game-winning options here.
Because you want to Sunfall them for 100%.
Yeah.
Now I see it. Yep. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's a heads up.
So to me, it's way more dangerous for you to start coming in the air.
For sure.
So
totally. Yeah, so you want Sunfall to clean everything up.
Which is exactly why, I mean, again, I would prefer, obviously, you don't attack, because it just falls into everything I'm kind of hoping for. You
know what? I won't attack with him this turn, just to try to undo what we did last turn.
Oh, no. I mean...
Yeah, I love talking through both sides of it.
Yeah.
So
it's an interesting decision for people to look at, and what do you do in that spot? Because it seems crazy to throw your 1/1s into pure death. But...
Oh, yeah.
When you kind of talk it out and you look at what you have coming up, I mean...
For sure. It kind of gets things going. So now what I can do is I can attack with my Vanguard before I sort of open up the next one, just because it's going to shrink a little bit here. And, if he decides to block super big time on it, we can also, The other thing here is that soon I'll be able to start sending in the 4/4s. But for now, I think we are just going to send in the Vanguard. And again, I'm not going to attack with these 3 veterans for the reason that that was kind of extra knowledge that I wouldn't have really had. So this is an actually interesting thing for me, right? I could throw 5 of these 3/3s at that. 100%.
And I would lose all of them, but I know I don't think I would lose all of them, because I think you still want to take 2 counters off. So that means I'm only losing 4 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm losing 4 of them, but then you're getting a Vanguard right back.
True.
If I just chump block, you're getting a Vanguard back, and you have a 13/13. So
that's a good point. Yeah.
So it is an interesting decision, and I'm not 100% on it.
Yeah. What you might also want to do is you might also want to get the 5/5 involved, because that's also kind of cramping my style a little bit. Like, I do have to get rid of that at some point, because it's holding back my Knight Errants. Or you could just kind of keep it there to kind of continually annoy me.
See,
which makes sense.
I like it there as the continual annoyance. I want you to force the hopeful initiative payment to get rid of that, as opposed to my Leyline Bindings.
That's true. Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's why I'm just waiting on that one.
Kind of debating.
There is a good point, though, that this could just be the chump block. But I just know at least this round, it's going to be the Leyline Binding for the Vanguard. So I think it has another round where potentially it could be a chump blocker.
I think you don't block with it unless you want to kill the Vanguard.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with your chumping plan, because I've got to slog through some nonsense here. So.
And the other thing I'm looking for is, again, I'm trying to go late game. Where are my big boppers? Where are my big threats? I'm waiting for those to be drawn.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I can get the Vanguard during your end of turn. I don't need to get it now.
Exactly.
So I'm just going to go ahead and sit here, and then that'll give me, like, the full knowledge to see if I want to get that back or something else. So he's just continuing to dig, praying to God he finds his exile everything, which makes sense. But yeah, I really like introducing Invasion of Gobakhan into this deck because it adds such another layer to it.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, Angel here is super nice. And getting rid of that Initiate completely makes sense while I'm tied up on mana.
Yeah, Initiative and the Officer, I got to get rid of. Officer's going to find more threats as well. Your Initiative right now is going to take care of the Leyline Binding, so...
Yeah.
And
But
now I am wishing, though, I almost blocked those Veterans because now I do have a flyer where they wouldn't have been able to come in.
Right. Now I think I have to get this other Vanguard working because just I don't have time anymore to sort of play around with, you know, other niceties. And while these guys are still here, it's going to come in.
It's going to come in large enough.
It's going to come in large enough. But yeah, Archangel of Wrath is super annoying.
It's often such a game changer unless somebody has a 17-17.
Right. And now this is also going to introduce another interesting. So now I have another Invasion of Gobakhan, so I can set up another layer of protection creatures. However, you know, do I try to go face? Do I try to, you know, get the invasion going? It's sort of, you know, since he doesn't have a hand, I can't really exile. I don't think it lets me choose a card.
It doesn't. It has to be in the hand, unfortunately.
It has to be in the hand.
Yeah,
so
not like the Peacekeeper where you get to call it.
Right. So it has a little bit less application now. So I think I actually have a different play than throwing this down, since either attack of these will just literally end the game if he lets it through. So they're both lethal. They both have to be blocked. But now this also kind of changes the equation. Like, do I want to get in with my veterans? Gaining life is actually maybe sort of relevant now, since he be flying in, and giving him profitable blocks where he can gain life is also not great. So, you know, that's another piece of it.
So I will say now I would block the veterans only because I have the flyer. When I was at 7 life and I have no flyers, that's a very short clock for me.
It is. And it's, you know, giving you profitable blocks are not things that I want to be doing. So I think here what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy my next initiate.
Oh,
so that
devastating. Devastating.
So we've got more trouble coming.
All right, let's look at the screen. How many initiatives have I taken care of? How many are gone?
This would be the third one. So yeah, they're in there for sure.
All right, so you got another night. You got another initiative.
Yeah. So I'm going to send in first, and then if he decides that he wants to, you know, whatever his blocks are, this could sort of change things a little bit. I think I'm still just sending in these two, just because there's sort of so many monkey wrenches he can throw in here. And it makes sense for him just to double chump here if he wants to do that. Although he could, like, he has enough power on the table to still potentially take one down. But, you know, the danger here is that I could destroy his 5/5 at instant speed. And so he has to be aware of that.
Yeah. I mean, once I've declared blockers, it can't come through, though.
No, exactly. They don't have trample. So I think, you know, getting in the way of the 5/5 is actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm going to do that for now because very quickly this initiative is going to take care of the 5/5 and the Leyline Binding anyway. This turn, it's one of them. Next turn, it's the next one. So I want to use this as a chump blocker while I still can.
Well, you've still got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so okay, so we'll let this happen. And then I'm going to actually main phase, get rid of the binding so I can start.
So you can get your scry.
Exactly. And we'll go ahead and shrink this 17/7 because that's ridiculous.
I gotta say, it's too bad this is not the best of one round. I mean, because we got a marathon one for game one.
Really do. Yeah, this is kind of crazy, actually. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we're gonna start scrying away here. Get some of that land out of there that we didn't need anyways. And I do want to be a little careful, but I think I can safely scry one more time here because I am at 86, and I really doubt that he's going to be pushing into the red zone.
Yeah, no, I got to leave things back because your crack back is much larger than mine.
It's pretty up there, yeah. So I'm going to keep everything else in the hand. You know, again, hope he doesn't, you know, rip, you know, Wrath off the top, but it is what it is. And with his attack, I'm guessing he drew it. Well, it is what it is. So yeah, here we go. But yeah, look at all that work that those veterans were doing, though. I mean, tons of life.
So I was really hoping it was a Sunfall, but it was not.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, and in that way, it's nice that I didn't just suicide these Lunark veterans, because now they're going to be super useful.
Now they actually, yeah. Well,
so,
I mean, so now again, it's the situation I wish I would have blocked. It was the question, do you draw Depopulate or Sunfall? You draw Depopulate, well, yeah, I wanted to kill them earlier, but...
For sure. Yeah,
so,
and so
now it turns out it's a misplay on my part. But I only have one Depopulate left in the deck, and I have 3 Sunfalls left. So...
Right. Makes sense. So now I'm going to throw out some nonsense and start growing the team again. And then he is at, you know, semi-healthful 14 here, so we're going to have to do a little bit of work to start working on it, but... He's definitely going to want to draw something good here soon. And Ace, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. I was just thinking there for a second. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make sure audio didn't go out.
I'm just running through my deck, what I have left, what are my outs. I mean, I have 35 cards, and I'm not seeing my big boppers necessarily.
So I think now we look upstairs, see what he's got. And I'm guessing it's a land, but maybe it's not.
Yeah, it's Leyline Binding, but I'm fine with that being taxed. I mean,
right. I mean, you're totally fine with that. It's not exactly a problem. So now we're just going to go ahead, and I'm assuming he's going to get the Bunicorn with it. But we still have enough to break down the Gobakhan, and I think that instead of going face, it's worth taking a turn to get this Gobakhan going. So let's go ahead and send in. We're going to send everything at Gobakhan to make sure that it flips.
Okay. And so I'm going to let this through. Yes, your squad is going to grow.
But it doesn't really matter since you can just exile something.
Yeah, so my key point is all my removal now is exile effects, except for, obviously, if I get an Archangel or Wrath. So that's the question I have. I could always Leyline Binding the Invasion as well once it flips.
You could, totally.
But I think well, I mean, that's tough. So if we get rid of the bunny, I then have a... actually, we're just obviously going to let it flip. That's a guarantee. I know that.
Yeah, I think you do let it flip because that, you know, like if you draw like a Depopulate, you want to be able to get rid of the Light Shield Array or whatever.
Because if I let it flip and I Leyline Binding your bunny after the fact, you could sack it to give it hexproof.
Right.
You might do that though.
Yeah.
Because then if it has hexproof and then you play a couple of your flyers, now I'm sitting there dealing with a 6/6 bunny. 8, 9, 10, that's 11 damage that's going to swing through, plus whatever else you drop. I think I'm actually just going to take care of the bunny now, just because of that fact.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all.
Just because, I mean, I don't know if you would have, right, once you get this invasion down, maybe you were like, all right, I'm fine. I'm just growing the squad anyway. It's a lot of damage.
Yeah. And I think now, because we have the Light Shield Array, yeah, he could take out our stuff, but I think it is worth deploying a couple more threats here instead of drawing off the top with Officer. You know, it's worth considering that, but I think that, you know, again, he is drawing from the top of his deck, so I feel okay. I guess it's the difference of playing one Luminous Phantom or drawing off the top. Yeah, you know what? This is close. I think maybe I'm going to stay a little bit cautious here and just keep drawing with Officer because it is such a great card advantage tool.
Yeah. And I mean, you got 5 coming in next turn. All right, so we're going to have a little bit of deck thinning going on.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense. And you can at least knock a point off of it with your Might.
Yeah. Might can't do anything else. I don't foresee myself getting the toxic damage into you.
Probably not. Although you got 2 in the bank already, so it's possible. But yeah, I don't see that happening.
And there's no harm in me making my token now. He knows my hand. There's nothing in it. So yes, normally you want to wait until their end step, but
yeah, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we did find.
Oh my goodness, there's that fourth one.
There's that fourth one, just in case.
And you already got the counters to just remove things too, so you can get that bunny right back.
We could get the bunny right back. Now he's starting to get in range, so is it worth taking off 2 counters? I think it probably will be. But yeah,
well,
let's
you
get
play
in.
it. You attack in obviously for the 5. Then you play the initiate. You wait till end step.
We'll do it during your end step for sure. Like not anytime before then, but.
Well, yeah, you play the initiative and only the initiative. You wait until my end step to kill the leyline binding, and then I'm dead. That means I only have 1 draw right now.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And so, yeah, the question is, I think, this is enough. If you draw a creature, do I want to give extra padding here? So I think it is worth actually playing a veteran. Because I can then either draw or get rid of it. And this just gives me a little bit more leeway. This also means I have another blocker in case you had some way of flipping your own invasion.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, drawing 3 cards is no small thing.
I need it. Oh, I do not like how you tapped for me, though. Okay.
Oh, yeah, the auto tapper. I hate that.
Yeah, I should have probably thought about that.
Yeah, so here I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the 2 on the officer because we want to get the damage through in the air.
Yeah, through the air.
For sure. So we're going to do it that way.
And I guess I'm not quite dead. I think you have 8 coming in at me.
Yeah, and I guess the thing is, I could also just take up 1 point off the officer, so it doesn't just die to your 1/1, which you totally would block.
Yeah, but there's no chance. I have to block the bunny.
Oh, that's right.
Otherwise, I'm dead.
Otherwise, you die. That's right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter.
Because your initiative is going to grow, so that's 2, 4, 7, 8, and then I block the bunny. So, but the other 8 is coming in, dropping me to 1.
Yep. So we send in the squad. He has force blocks here, and then drop him to 1. And here, I think we have the ability to blow up one of these Phyrexian Mites if we have to.
See, what I would do is I would do nothing. You have the Mirrex, too. So even if I blow up this board... Well, no, if I blow up the board...
Yeah, I think this is fine, though, because now, I guess you could threaten to flip the invasion, but I could stop it by blowing up one of your Mites. And I think that's probably, I've got more than enough to do lethal here. So I think that let's just blow up one of the Mites to stop this plan. And I guess we'll take a point off the Bunicorn because I don't think that matters. And maybe 1 off the Initiate. Now we're going to find out what he's got. So he's got Stomper.
All right.
Gonna need something for those flyers, though. Or if he's got an Angel, he can maybe make it a little interesting here. But we've already seen 3 of his Leyline Binding, so it's less likely. No, we've seen All 4? Yeah, all 4 bindings.
1, 2. Yeah, you've blown them all up. Let's see. So I don't have the 2, 6. All right, I don't have enough for that anyway.
Yeah, so he does have Angel, which makes sense.
All right, and
I assume he goes for Officer and Invasion. Or maybe and Phantom? It's tough.
let's see.
Although if he goes for Invasion, I can't stop that because the Light Shield Array can't make it hexproof.
Yeah.
So he could go for Invasion for one of them, and that's unstoppable.
It's definitely going to be Invasion on one of them.
Yeah. And then on the Phantom, the question is, do I blow the Light Shield Array? And I can stop 2 of his life gain there, so he'll only go to 3. If I do that, he goes to 6. He has 3 blockers.
One of them being lifelink.
One of them being lifelink. Well, no, I mean, you go to 6 after the block.
Oh, right.
So you go to 6, and you'd have 3 blockers. So you could block the 4/4, my 6/6, and probably the initiate is a 3. I'd only hit you for 5.
Yeah.
So I don't have enough for lethal with all the information that you have.
Yeah, that I have. I don't know what other little...
So,
Actually,
yeah.
I mean...
So I think that because I have some additional information, I think it is actually worth blowing the Light Shield Array. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And so that means he might gain the extra life. I don't know if he gains the extra life here. Or I think it's untargetable, so he doesn't.
Yeah, it's hexproof, so nothing happens. It fizzles.
Fizzles there. And so now the extra piece of knowledge I have is I have reinforcements, which should be enough for game.
See, I thought you were just going to make the Myrick's token, which was going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, there's that too, I suppose. But yeah, so now I just swing in, and I think that that's lethal.
Yeah.
No matter how you slice it.
What a good first game. Whew.
Yeah, for sure. Woo! Yeah, we saw multiple board wipes, 4 ley line bindings. Good lord. I think this might be all 4 initiates too.
I just do my best blocks I can, even though it's lethal.
Yeah, 3 initiates there. Yeah.
Yeah, because the Myrick's token also would have taken me to 0, so I knew I was done in for there.
Yep.
All right, we go to sideboards after I don't even know how long.
I know, right?
Holy moly.
Oh my lord, what an epic first game. So
yeah, I never drew into Atraxa once.
I was gonna say, like, Atraxa would have been super rough.
Yeah, I mean, I needed find something there, but boy, didn't draw into that either. I didn't draw into any of that, did I? Well,
yeah, you could have had all kinds of gas going. So I think against him, I'm probably going to be bringing in like more, Thalia type effects. I mean, those are really good at slowing down his nonsense. And then I'm kind of a little bit less concerned, although it did matter that game, gaining life with like the veterans. They just seem like not super great against his deck.
Yeah, I had that one time where I could have cracked in for a lot of damage, but you were at 30 something.
Yeah, and like, so, they were relevant, but they weren't maybe the best card in my deck. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, and for me, it's about more removal. I mean, got to get rid of those taxation effects. So,
yeah, and the other thing that I should consider here is like Atraxa could certainly just end my game. Brutal Cathar is nice to be able to give you like that one turn where you can attack through it.
I want to hear your line on that, and I'll explain mine when you're done.
Yeah. So my thought is that you've kind of already lost that game. So instead of trying to go for Brutal Cathar, I mean, yeah, there's like those times you can get like that one turn window where you can like get the final points in and win, but unfortunately, like you resolving an Atraxa is pretty much game over for the large part. Because of all the, like, you almost certainly will then have like an immediate board wipe after that. So I don't know. It's tough. I think I might be better off like trying to delay it and trying to win first than trying to remove it like the turn it comes in. So that's really kind of just about feel. And that's sort of my thought on that. I'd love to hear your thoughts, though.
Yeah, so mine is I don't like the Brutal Cathar with it because it's just the feels bad. You take it, and then they remove it, and they get their Atraxa trigger again. And so often with Atraxa 2, they find a Leyline Binding off of it, and they need 1 mana open. So
yeah, and it just seems like if they resolve it, like the game is just over.
Yeah, you have your dream scenario, which is maybe 10% of the time. If you're lucky, you get it, where that Brutal Cathar takes care of it, you swing in, game's over. Right. But it just doesn't happen enough for me to warrant it.
Totally agree. And like, you know, we have other ways that we can potentially deal with it by delaying it. So I'm super happy with my sideboard. I'm going to go ahead and say, okay. And I made just 4 changes here, and I'm not going to just declare them, but
yeah,
you guys saw what I did. And the weak card there for me is Lunarch Veteran. It's just...
Yeah, probably. Less power coming in. It did serve a purpose, though, with the flying ability because I had just regular removal, not exile.
Yeah, like I think that there's games where it matters, but they're probably the minority. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's super crucial. I don't know. But I feel like there's better cards. Super happy with my open, with my keep. Yeah.
I was way happier with my last game's keep, and it didn't work out well for me, so...
I got a spicy one for you, so we'll see. All right, so here I'm going to lead out turn 1. I think I'm just going to get things going with the Initiate.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing was just my absolute pain.
Well, in this card, like the Initiate is so much better in this specific version of the deck than any other Humans build because of the Hamlet Vanguards.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to my... already made a mistake, so...
All right, so we're going to send in for 1. And then we're going to go ahead and lead out here with a Bunicorn to get things moving.
Super unhappy with... Oh my gosh, why did I tap like that? So, I wanted to play a green early on, and I played my untapped planes. So I had this in hand, which should have been my second drop, not a plane.
So you wanted to herd migration. I totally get it. Yeah. So here what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look upstairs, see what he's got going on. And so he does have the Depopulate coming down next turn, which I think we have to completely slow down. So we're going to go ahead, although we will have the Invasion.
Yeah.
But because Invasion only targets one specific card, it won't like turn off both of his herd migrations. I think it makes more sense to just slow down this Depopulate. So
yeah, 100%. You don't want to flip the Invasion and then have to sack it. Not enough.
Right. Not immediately, for sure. So now that we've got a little bit of breathing room, we're going to get a Warden going. And now I will need the Bunicorn to flip the Invasion, but we can start sending a little bit at face.
And I will say we're in some serious trouble right off the bat now. I don't think this is going to be that long game we had last game.
The other great thing about the Invasion is that it makes the Initiate so much better because it gives counters to everything. So he is working his way towards that 6 mana where he's going to be able to at least get rid of the Invasion or the Light Shield Array.
Yeah, sitting here, going to have to chump block the bunny. Take 5.
We got a little bit of stuff in the gears waiting for him, though. So we're going to see how he feels about this particular turn of events. But yeah, so he can start cycling these herd migrations. Which is that a spell when you, or just like it's a discard?
No, it's a discard effect.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with like mana cost. I didn't think so. Yeah, that's really cool. So
yeah, it's not like the like, you know, the virtue of loyalty, virtue of persistence, which is double-sided. So you could, yeah.
Yeah. So here what we're going to do is we're just going to keep things rolling. I'm going to put out a Thalia just to make things even more expensive. And now we're just going to send face because we're all going to get counters for...
Yep. And it's not like my 1/1 could kill anybody, so...
Right.
The other nice thing that does is, let's say, right, you don't know one of my cards. Let's say it was a Sunfall. Thalia now is at least taxing that. But I do have the Courier's Briefcase, so if I have an untapped land and I have a Sunfall, chances of those two things, though, are very rare. So
you can still get there, 100%. But, like, we're at least lowering the odds by playing Thalia.
So now, I mean, 12, 14, no, that's going to be 6. So 13, 17.
I'm guessing at this point he's probably going to go for the life gain here off Herd Migration because the chance of that resolving is pretty low with Thalia out.
It's my only chance. Otherwise, I'm dead. Yeah. So
right. Oh yeah, I've got too much. I've got lethal.
Yeah. We do our best here.
Well, and the problem is though is that, you know, main phase next turn I'm almost certainly going to be getting rid of his Courier's Briefcase to make sure that he can't Sunfall if he draws it. Unless he also has a land. Which I guess he does have.
I have the land, so it guarantees if I have the Sunfall, I can Sunfall.
Right. And so because of the hand that we've got right now, just, you know, he can't even cast spells right now, so the game is just over. But if we didn't have Thalia here, like, we have a second invasion, we could play that to, like, check his hand again and get more nonsense.
So dropping me to 1.
Yeah, and dropping him to 1, and so we will go ahead and now look upstairs and see what he's got.
It's just going to be a top deck situation right here.
Exactly. And it looks like he's got just land in hand, so we had nothing to choose.
Yep, and that's a good game. Let's just cycle and see what was out there.
Yep. But yeah, I
actually... drew the Troxa finally. At least I got to see it in the 2 games. Yeah.
And like for the sideboard plan, you know, now that this game is basically over, we can talk about it. What we brought in 3 copies of Anointed Peacekeeper, which is going to make it even harder to cast that Trump.
That's the card I love to put in on these matchups. So I went with Temporary Lockdown. I needed to get rid of your invasion, all your smaller creatures. Yes, it doesn't get rid of your Vanguard, but
no, it's super annoying if you can get a lockdown going. That completely hamstrings my gameplay.
Round 4. Fight.
What kind of deck is ManaMan gonna play?
Yeah, I definitely my content type is definitely playable but off meta. So we'll throw you a little curveball here.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to mulligan there. Okay. All right, we'll keep this one.
Awesome. So we're doing best of 3 for the Kumite from Ace. So just kind of quick little shout out to him. But other than that, I usually sound a little less robotic after the intro. So
best of luck to you.
Best of luck to you as well.
Right. How do we want to do this?
I did kind of want to ask you about the rebellion. I've only the only one I've ever really seen from the rebellion is I think it was back when Eldraine was first came out, and it was I think you said Azorius. I think Azorius Soldiers was the best one according. I forgot what analytics you guys use, but so how do you feel about it now? Because I haven't seen an episode since that one.
Oh, yeah, we've been doing standard weekly, especially preparing for the RCQ season. Our metric is essentially tournament victories versus top 8s. And so it keeps us laser focused on just like the most competitive. But yeah, we Azoria Soldiers is actually going to be in the tier list. This we're actually going to be recording for that tonight.
Oh, okay.
Funny enough that you say that.
Yeah, awesome.
But it's really transitioned to more of a flash tempo list rather than a soldiers list explicitly. So it's interesting to see its metamorphosis. Definitely more of like a tempo aggro, if I could call it that.
Gotcha. Yeah, like what do you think probably is like the best deck right now?
I'm gonna say this is tough. Last week I said it was Demir aggro because it's got, quite a few tools to counter some of the stuff that like, Golgari or Rakdos or Domain are trying to do, go big.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got some tools for the smaller decks as well, but things are shifting so fast that I might have to take that back.
Yeah. So I don't even. I think I don't know. Where would you rank like Boros Convoke?
Okay, I'm playing with Boros aggro / convoke for standard season.
Mm-hmm.
In paper, and I really like that deck. I think it can get underneath a lot of the bigger stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably rank it as a tier 2 before Karlov Manor. But when Karlov Manor comes out, I think it's got some tools coming, like a Thraben Inspector type card. So it might go up to a tier 1. We'll see.
Gotcha. Let's do this.
What are you playing lately?
Oh man, I've actually been playing a little bit more like Explorer and Historic lately, even though it is a little painful. It is a little painful sometimes. Just because there's so many like what I would call like non-games in Explorer and Historic, especially if you play best of one. There's like the copy, there's a deck that just copies Quintorius, and then once they resolve it, it's over. You know what I'm stuff like that.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. That one's wild. Yeah, I'm surprised to see Standard get so diversified and so varied in the types of decks we're seeing right now, whether it's best of 1 or best of 3. Yeah, so I love doing content in Standard myself.
Yeah, I think Standard's like the most, like a lot of the most friendly, like, you know what I mean? It's like the it's just home, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's good that we can say that.
Get that coat for the throat.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Schooner. How am I gonna deal with the Schooner?
Love green. It's just got so much fight-based removal. It's tough to play with sometimes.
Green is my favorite color.
Mine too.
Oh, is it? Nice.
Yeah. If I could just play a monocolor, that would be it.
Definitely, yeah, I agree. Definitely not appreciating this Lord Skitter taking away my graveyard. I do. There's a little bit. Not. There's I guess there's one other card other than the Sprout that deals with it, but that's Schooner. Got invade. Let's see here. I remember, like, I think I saw one of your deck videos as well, not on the Rebellion channel, but it was the your actual max damage channel, and it was I remember you said you like Kaito, the Dancing Shadow, the 4-drop Kaito.
Yeah, that card is pretty cool.
Yeah,
how do you?
Yeah, I was like, I've never played with it, but it seems like I actually was looking at it like yesterday, and I was like, I remember, I was like coming up with you. I was like, I know that's gonna be a point of conversation. So I was like, I know that card's pretty cool.
Yeah, that card is pretty cool. I think honestly, I'm genuinely sad that they've limited Planeswalkers to 1 a set. Because I think the added value, the invested value you get back from a Planeswalker is pretty high. So
yeah,
it makes it easier to play like mid-rangey, tempo-y, control kind of archetypes. And I hesitate to say that it's going to be a good Standard with those gone, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what takes its place.
Gotcha. So this Schooner's a pain in the butt. Let's go you.
Oh yeah. See if you have a removal for this.
That's my worst nightmare. Hmm. Definitely the one card I was hating to see, considering I still have to drop it, but you'll see why.
Mm-hmm. No, I love that card. I love Open Moth Oddity. That's an old standard staple
Oh
for green.
yeah. Oh yeah.
It's wild what you can still play in this 3-year rotation. I was actually playing Werewolves recently again. I was like, I wonder how this deck's gonna do just for fun.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I'm debating taking a swing here. Not with the oddity, but I gotta take a debating here just with the sprout. The skitter's being annoying. Alright, I guess we'll chill. I guess we'll chill.
Right. Let's see.
I do have we'll call them strange ways to deal with the Shelly, but yeah, the Shelly is definitely the bane of this deck's existence. Siren.
Yeah, it's interesting because Shelly is something that is getting pulled out of a lot of black-based decks right now, and I don't know why. I guess for leaner, faster options. It's interesting to see, though.
Yeah, definitely. I have taken like a mental note of it because that's kind of one of the reasons why I
Yeah.
have been like, you know, I think this oddity, because oddity gets walled off obviously by Shelly, obviously. So like I've been like, it's pretty decent when Shelly goes down. This oddity does become a little bit more formidable. What do we want to do here? Let's see. Guess we're just gonna have to do this and call it a turn. I think I'm losing the
All
war
right,
of
we're
attrition here.
We're both in top deck mode now. Let's see.
But Shelly's gonna take over the game here soon.
All right, there we go.
Oh god, the rat army. The rat army is coming.
All right, we'll start with this first.
Woo-wee.
Okay. All right. Just chip away.
This little sprout's just there for... Oh no, the bite down. Let's see here. I've been playing around with them. So far, I do definitely like it. The Murex and like more aggro type builds and like versus like pure control. I definitely have been enjoying it. Let's go ahead and just drop the second one. Let's get a little beast color action.
I always tell people it's just fun to curve out. That's why green is a good monocolor creature deck. It's just fun to curve out.
For sure, for sure.
I see.
I'm definitely liking the Restless cards too. Like the new like it just allows everything, like having like those creature lands. I know it comes in tapped and everything, but I'm a huge fan of the I think it's called the Restless Vents, the Rakdos one for Anvil.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that one. I think it only costs like 3 to activate.
Yep.
What I love about it.
Yeah, and also like fixes up your hand. Yeah, I like it a lot.
I'm not gonna let you mill. I'm gonna mill myself.
All right, let's see what we're gonna do with this puppy. It's got Death Touch as well. I think. Let's do this. Let's do what I can here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, make that a 5.
At least try here. Come on, Sprout. No! No, Sprout, no! Let's see here.
Yeah, if you hold out long enough, you'll get that mana.
gotta do something at some point here, so let's go ahead and try this. Can't sit here forever.
Now, let's see what you do about this.
Let's try. Nothing now. Oh, I'm such a goober. I'm gonna use this now, but I totally forgot. You'll see it here in a second when I make the targets.
Okay.
Oh goodness, let's see here. I guess I have to take away the Shelly. Yeah, I forgot the tail swipe was only during my main phase.
I
know, big goober moment there, but at least we get rid of the Shelly. Don't think it would have mattered too much there.
All right. Okay.
Oh boy. Here they come. Let's see here. 5. Let's at least take a good look at your deck here. Preacher.
Yeah.
But yeah, might as well take all the information I can.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's
Me
see
and
here.
Ace were talking about that in our matchup. It's like, yeah, reveal all that information.
For sure, yeah, I gotta at least take some. I haven't even done the math, but I'm definitely way behind here, so we'll try and run that back. Alright.
I have never had to think about this matchup for sideboarding, so
Yeah,
that'll be a challenge.
yeah, it's definitely. Let's see.
All right. We'll see if I made the right choice there.
Let's see, almost.
Oh man.
Alright, that's good enough. There we go.
Good enough. Good stuff. We'll see.
Do you play when you are mostly on like the ladder, do you play Do you play mostly like best of 3 or best of 1, or how do you usually do it?
I used to be exclusively best of 1 the first year and a half I streamed Arena, and then I shifted over to best of 3 exclusively. Mostly because with the Rebellion work, we do a lot of competitive play oriented stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
best of 3 is a lot of the tournament environment. So we mostly do best of 3. But
Gotcha.
I still, I still like to brew in best of 1, see what I can come up with. It's a fun environment.
Yeah, I do mostly definitely do mostly best of 1. I think typically, I guess it definitely depends, but 'cause I don't like what like there's like Jim. I think Jim Davis does like best of 3. Obviously, like see the
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
typically best of 1 makes for better content, in my opinion.
I think so too, and I think there's a lot of popularity behind it for that
Oh
reason.
no.
It's a lot easier to watch, definitely.
Yeah,
We're gonna get
definitely.
rid
It's a
of the
lot
tribute.
quicker. A lot quicker. Yeah, that tribute. I was banking on that tribute to the World Tree, so
I know.
that's.
I've been starting to do because of that. I've been starting to do my content, my best of 3 YouTube content in particular, as more of a I'll speed up the gameplay and I'll
Mhm.
do separate analysis and commentary on top of it. Because when you're streaming, you're not really focused on the technical details, but when
Right.
you edit for YouTube, you have the chance to go back over it, and that's what I do. I'll talk about my misplays and what I could have done better, and like how the deck evolves over time. Because I'll cover multiple streams in one video. I'm starting to experiment with that, and I'll see if I find success with that format.
Definitely. Yeah. There's my buddy
All right.
Schooner.
Yeah, let's go ahead and thin the herd here.
God, fingers crossed. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a good top deck. Can't complain.
Ooh, that is a good top deck.
It's like what was that one card? Is it Old Growth Troll? Do you remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah, old Growth Troll
Yes, green staple and pioneer for sure.
for sure. Let's see here.
Alright.
Got some reefs here now. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, how do I think we just leave them up defensively.
Mm, can't penetrate that wall, that's for sure.
Okay, Mirax makes the situation interesting.
Yeah, Mirix is good. It's a good card. I was kind of sleeping on it when it first came out. I didn't think a whole lot of it, but it is
Yeah,
yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty
yeah.
great.
It's definitely a mirror breaker in a lot of matchups.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So we have
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O.
Ooh, that hurts to mill.
You want to mill me?
No. All right. Okay.
Ouchie.
Yeah. Hmm.
The little might. The mighty might that could. That preacher card's good.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
preacher.
is. I just recently started throwing it into a lot of my black base decks like Golgari and Dimir and all that.
Yeah, that card is awesome. Ooh, okay. Let's see here. 1, 2. How much mana you got here?
Too much.
Too much. Do something a little weird. Let's try this.
Ooh.
Just in case. I guess I'm playing around to make disappear. I'm kind of cutting
Yeah.
the Phyrexian mana here.
Yeah, you are.
You will listen to the will of the machine.
I think this has one of the
Get
best voice lines.
Truly does.
I'm just trying to think
Yeah,
here.
I miss when arena devs put more work into voice lines and animations and all that. The voice lines are still good, of course.
Yeah, because the older cards, when you play like Historic and Explorer and whatnot, the older cards do have like animations when they come out. If you've ever noticed that,
Yeah,
they don't do that
a lot
anymore.
more of them. Yeah, nobody talks about that. Okay.
I hope that cards make disappear anyway. Otherwise, I just cut my Nissa way too short.
Hmm.
Ooh-wee.
Actually, no. Keep that blocker. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go aggressive here.
Ooh. All right. All right. What are we gonna do here? I think I gotta do this. Chump. Guess it looks okay. Okay, I guess so. Nissa does Nissa things.
Yep.
Strength multiplies.
Okay, I gotta just. No, I'm thinking here. Hold on. 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I can double activate next turn.
Right. Can't get too aggressive, so I guess we'll just. Chill.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay.
Brief number 1. Number 2.
Okay. That's nice.
Most people don't expect like the like instant stuff from green.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
All right, let's see. This thing's got death touch. They do. Oh my god. Trade block takes 4.
Yeah, you got it. All right.
Oh, it all the
Game
Nissa.
3. Yeah. Game 3 it is.
All right, see how we do on the draw. Let's see. Just want to make any changes? Probably not. But let me just take a look here. Maybe just a few, I guess. That looks good enough. There we go. So do you stream like on Twitch, right?
Yeah, I stream on Twitch and I edit for YouTube.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. So I haven't really ventured into Twitch much, like as a viewer or a content creator. Do you have like a set schedule?
I try to. I try to stick with it as much as I can. Friday night, Saturday night, generally like 8 o'clock Eastern is my schedule, and then I do some variety content on Sundays if I can. If I can squeeze it in. If there's not like a pizza box that I want to go participate in or anything like that,
Gotcha.
I'll play a few other games. Are you strictly an arena content creator?
Yeah, definitely. I do have like another little like account that I actually used to make like Pokemon content on. I don't know if you ever played
Oh,
like
cool.
Pokemon Showdown. You ever seen that?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I used to do arena. I used to do content for that.
Okay.
But
Oh, cool.
I prefer Magic, even though it's a less the
Yeah.
views are less, but like I just prefer it a lot more.
Yeah, I used to do Pokemon Unite as part of my content.
Oh, nice, nice. Did you ever play back in the day Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, but I had a lot of friends who played that.
Yeah, that's what kind of got me involved into that's what really got me started into like card games in general.
Okay.
Was
Very
Yu-Gi-Oh.
cool.
And then Magic's a lot better though.
Yeah, I agree. I used to play Pokemon TCG. I played a variety of TCGs that came and went over the years, and yeah, Arena, Magic in particular is definitely the original.
Yeah, it's just clearly the superior game, pretty much.
Yeah, it's had a lot of time to evolve as well.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, because it's been out since what, 93 or something, right?
93, 94, I want to say.
Yeah.
I started in like 2001.
Oh,
I
wow.
want to
Yeah.
say.
Wow. I started like super mega casually in I want to say the first Innistrad block. And it was really, really casual. Like, I didn't even know what standard was until like 2017, probably.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely been a hot second.
I started in like Mirrodin, which is one of the worst to start out in. It it had some really broken decks. It was like Artifact Affinity was the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy.
Yes.
Yep.
Anoint with Affliction. That has the yeah, that's the poison counter one. All right. Guess we'll try and do the thing. Get a nice juicy land. The Springleaf Avenger, man. This thing's obviously super gimmicky, but it is a pretty fun card. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I never tried to craft with it, but I always thought, it was always a thought. And
Yeah.
I never did it. But yeah. Ninjas in particular was something that I used to play Dimir colors in and I had a lot of fun with. Alchemy, I think they got a boost in alchemy for a while there.
I think you're right. Speaking of alchemy, are you kind of like an alchemy player? Or do you kind of not really dabble?
Little
Not your
bit.
tea? Yeah.
No, I like alchemy. That's where I'll play best of one sometimes too.
Yeah, I definitely I enjoy alchemy because it gives there's a lot of cards in standard that like otherwise wouldn't have a home, and in my opinion,
Yeah.
like I think they it gives it a home. There's one like the Vindicative Oil Keeper card or whatever. And that it really works with like the inscription of the ring pretty well. Let's see, they're pretty sure the Schism. I think that's how you pronounce it. Do I block this thing? Death Touch. This thing is kind of annoying. Creates lifelinkers every turn. I think I kind of have to, I guess.
That might have been a good choice there.
Yeah, I never know how to play this thing. I just always kind of. I think so. Let's get you down. Let's go with Mr. Classic. Uh-oh. Oh no. At least it loads up for Sprouty. Decline. I want to. I guess not. Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, we'll chump. Let's see what we top deck. Oof. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
rough.
That's a swing and a miss.
It's a rough. I want to transform this thingy. Don't know if I really. I'd probably just flip it anyway, but swing on in. And that was actually a misclick because I was trying to go for the spring leaf, but that's all right.
That's wild. That happens every time it hits. That's cool. I guess that has a lot of value then. The Springleaf Avenger.
Yeah, like I said, I like finding. Obviously, it's not like super meta or whatever, but I like finding cards that are playable. That
Yeah.
are, like obviously, I'm not sitting here trying to suggest. I always say that on my channel. When I play like gimmicky type of stuff, like I know this isn't like the best stuff, but when it's when it wins, it's pretty fun.
Yeah. You're a brewer for sure. You have that reputation. GG's.
Yeah, GG.
I had a lot of fun playing and talking with you. Thanks for doing this with me.
Yeah, no problem. I said I'll be in the Discord chat, so if you ever chat it up between content creators, just let me know, man.
Hell yeah, man. All right.
Round 4. Fight.
Rakdos, Steel and Fling, baby. Can you believe I got 2 lands like that?
I'm gonna assume maybe he's playing something fast. This is not a good start for us, even though this is really nice. We don't have our green stuff. We can mulligan, we can push back. We might be able to play this though. It might be okay. We can go dig. I'm gonna try it. A little bit off in terms of slowness for what I want to start, but we can give it a shot. Ooh. Alright, let's grab this one. Well, actually, let's play the blue. Uh-oh. Put this one in here.
Menace.
Very nice on that. Let's see here. We will be able to do a couple things here. Just got to figure out what I want to do. Let's do this first. Grab that.
Okay.
And we can keep March of the Swirling Mist. This is a good one actually here for us.
Can he do enough? I think we're in a good spot despite the 2 mulligans.
Now the good news here is we'll get Skrelvs on. This is going to get boosted as well. So now we got the life gain on it. The next thing that we need to decide is if we want to drop another one of these, which we could do. This is going to be more helpful, but let's hold these 2 up. There we go.
Let's go for the win, I guess, or does he have a counterspell? That's a bummer.
And we got Skrell Might. Let's move that because we don't need that right now. This is what we did need. And let's see here. I'm trying to see if there's a way, whenever you target creatures becomes target of a spell, target opponent gains a poison counter whenever a creature we control. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and hit here. Okay, gain the life. We only need 3 more, so we can actually hit for 2 and hit 3 of our own things. That should be game. Pay 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Auto pay. And there we go. Yes! We got it to work. All right, so he is very, very fast here. This is going to be tricky. So target creature with toughness 4 or greater. We didn't see that. Deals damage equal to the number of creatures or planeswalkers we control, and this one. So right now we've seen some pretty fast stuff. We also get protection from blue and black on Sword of Once and Future. We could try that. The question is going to be, what do we want to remove? This is going to be a little tricky for me. I still like this one. I like the lineup, at least that we have. We could, again, consider moving in these 2 to kind of make it work. I liked what we did here. I'm going to keep it for now because we also have, again, exile target artifact or creature.
Dude, what is happening to my lands?
Let's see how this goes, my friends. No. Keep it, though. We don't have the blue, but we got this right off the bat. So we'll try it. Ooh, there you go. Go with this for now.
All right.
That's the one I would have picked. We'll see if he changes on it. He might block there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not blocking.
Here we go. Now we got blue. Look at the top three. Return. We can wait, because we can hit with this. We can still kill it. We're going to have to discard something, though. Oh, no, there it is. They had it. They had it.
Let's go. We're making a comeback, baby.
My turn. That's good. 3 here. Do we want to discard again is going to be the question. I think so. Well, if we do this, we pull this thing off. We can get this off the board, though. There we go. Now we're going to attack in with both. We need to get those counters on.
Come on, dice.
We need a removal. Specifically here. This gives us 3. Oh, the pain. And let's look at the top 3. Ooh, there's a Rot Priest. Not gonna quite get it though.
Huh. Come to think of it, these aren't very good, right? Do we steal and fling some stuff, though? My god, I need more red lands for this, don't I?
Now we are on the play. All right, we'll stick with it again. We'll stick with it again. Here we go. We will play first. Ooh. This one's a little bit better. Let's get rid of what here? Get rid of one of these. I guess for now. I think that's the play. Ooh, that's tricky though. Might be the seed core. Guess only Phyrexians. That might be it. Alright.
Finally, I got lands, by the way.
Goes here, then there. Oh, the cut down out of the gate. That's certainly going to slow us down. And might as well play this first. Let's grab that one. There we go. Good news is, now we got this.
So we will need to be knight so we can get through, huh?
Now, 3 to discard here. Oh, wait.
Let's go, baby. Yes. All right. Don't draw. Don't draw.
Because now we can go ahead and get our pieces in here. Now this also can make target 1/1 creature +2/+1 if we want, which is good. We'll attack in with both. Gets it up a little bit. There we go.
All right, this will be a 4/4 as well, right? Let's go. We got it, baby.
Ooh, here we go. So what we can do here is this. Gotta think about it. We're at 6 for... Question here is we can hit a bunch of stuff. We can block. So here's what we need to do. We need to hit in and block. And then hit our own guys. That's what we need to do with the 2. So in order to do that successfully, make 3 + 1. It's not the right play yet. We'll keep the bat at bay. Oh, this is where it hurts. Nice. That was a good top deck because that puts this in trouble. We can hit 1. Pay. We're gonna hit with 3. 1, 2, 3. I can hit 3. We're gonna go with 1. We'll go with 2. Let's see here. 2, 3.
Oh. Did he draw it?
Oh. And end turn.
Let's go, baby! Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, that felt good. Good game, Mythras.
Very, very good. And with that, that concludes today's episode for us here against Mythic Mike in round 4, best of 1. He got me with his Rakdos list. Super fun nonetheless. That one duress just absolutely doing work on us. With that, we'll see you again soon. Thank you for your time. Appreciate your support. Thank you for likes and the subs. Take care.
Round 4. Fight!
Alright, we get to play first. Nice. Alright. Ooh. We'll try it. On this Stream Thief. We got coming up next. Don't need the Mirror X. Definitely don't need that. Alright, Golgari. Preacher's not a bad draw. Let's get him for 1 here. Not Golgari. Sold. No, that's a forest. I also like blue in forest. Oh, I don't like that card. So, let's kill it in response. I think we're going to play Liliana here and get rid of the Ginger Brute. Alright. Now we're going to play the Preacher. Interesting. Let's just play the Preacher. Get in here. Soul Quadrant, yep. Well, it's going to cost us some life here. So I imagine he's going to crew. Yep. It's a lot of life. But we do get our spirit. Oh, vampire, excuse me. That's pretty good. Well. Let's see the Brute. So Ixalan response, sure. We'll attack with the Thief and the Preacher. Can activate this Restless Cottage though. It's gonna be an issue. Nice. Sentinel. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty good. Zero braids. Of course, he didn't respond. I need to gain a little bit of life. That's 8 right there. So I think we attack. Might as well attack with that. Sure. Down to 9. Problem is he could pump this 8, 9. Yeah, I think he's got me. Especially now. Alright. What do we want to bring in? These are probably pretty good. Offlink's probably pretty good. Virtue of Persistence probably pretty good. We'll take out one of each. We want to rest. Doesn't seem like he has a lot of non-creature spells. Deluge doesn't seem that great. I think we'll try it like this. Alright, let's go. Play first. Ooh, can't keep that. It's a little better. I think we're actually gonna pitch a land. Start off with this Dream Thief. Kinda want it, but kinda don't. Then we'll graveyard it for now. Alright. And we draw Mirrex. Hoping for a little more action. Alright. And more land. It's 2 mana. Might be worth getting that out. We'll go ahead and play this. Wormlet, sure. Ooh, that is good. That is really, really good. So, we'll put out the Mirrex. Go to combat. Even better if you cruise. Not gonna attack with a rat. We want to make them destroy. Yeah, I think we do. I think we want to do all 4. Go for the throat. Ooh, that sucks. He does get to save one of his creatures, sure. We'll sack these 2. Yep. Guess we can save that. Until he grows this. For now, we'll just start making Mirrex tokens. Oh. Well. Yep. So could blow this up. I think I want to get back Lord Skitter first. Or maybe I can definitely play Lord Skitter, but if I draw a land, then that's pretty good. Don't draw a land. But I do draw Virtue. So we'll kill that now. Alright. Decently safe. It's pretty even. If I draw a land, get this out, it should be pretty decent. No, but I do get a Bitter Triumph. Let's attack. I think we're gonna draw. Let's try to get this land while we can. Don't get that. The Preacher's pretty good. More land. Good for us. That is a problem. Yep. There goes the land. I think I want to play Preacher. Do I get in here? Yeah, just in case he draws a bounce spell or removal spell. Sure. Okay. Alright. That's the blocker. So we're going to trade there. Take one. He does have another one. My turn. There's a sword. So I think we just play Axolotls. It will trade with the cottage. No attacks. It's gonna be a close one. Ooh, okay. That gets us a turn off to gain some life. And I have an answer for the tortoise. Although I don't know if I want to use it on the tortoise. Alright. 3, 4, 5, one more land. Well, there goes a Bitter Triumph. So I think I got an attack here. Reckless Prank. I might let Steal a win. Back up to 8. I think I'm going to create a vampire. I still have the Blast Zone. I can't kill all the 1-mana things. That's cool. Yep. So that's 9. Okay. I'll just block here. My turn. Oh wait, I can't do. Oh, I'll gain life. It's fine. And Reckless Prank. Each player loses 4 life. On to game 3. want anything different. I don't think so. I think it's pretty good. Ooh. Let's give it a try. It's a lot of lands, but we gotta remove spell. We got Sorin. We draw more lands. Perhaps I should have mulliganed. Sure. Another Sorin. Wow. Yep. And a gingerbread. Wow. Let that resolve. Perfect. We'll pitch a swap, I think. Liliana would be bad. Nope, but cut down works too. Alright. He's down to 2 cards. Yep. Maybe Glistening Deluge would have been terrible. I'll cut one of them down. What do you mean? Well, let's play a Sorin. I think we're gonna make a vampire. Sure. That's fine. No land there. No blocks. More swaps. Alright, so now play Sorin. They're on a plus. We'll reveal that. And we'll attack. Gain some life back here. Okay. Send everything there. Sure. He has to do some more ramp. Just Seiju. Sorin's down to 1. It's not terrible. What's plus? So I want to, well, I gained 2 back, so let's reveal. Let's play the Dream Thief. Yeah, that's pretty decent, I think. So I think we got to kill that. But do we pay 3 life? I don't think so. I think we pitch the Takanumi since we have another Sorin. We'll attack there. Oh man, really? Okay. Sure. Well, let's look. Creature of the Skies, though. That's actually pretty good. Let's reveal that. And then let's go attacking. Both. And creature and Lord Skitter. Alright. Go for the throat. Alright. They're both coming at him. They are. I think that's fine. Well, let's play Soren. So we can plus or we can minus. Speed up the clock. Let's minus. Let's go to combat. Get rid of Ginger Brew. I could trade there. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll go back to 12. I think that's fine. I'm 10. We're back up to 13. Cool. If he goes for Soren, that's cool. If he doesn't, that's alright too. Does he have a way to win? No blocks. Play the Dream Thief. Sure. See grades. I think let's swim with everything. Sure. Okay. Cool. Down to 8, back up to 17. Looking good. Ooh, braids. Sacrifice a permit. If you do, what is decline? Get rid of tortoise. Yeah, let's take with those. That's 6. Alright. Yeah, that means we got it. It's a lot of lands. Oh, no blocks. Sure. Going for a big attack.
Welcome back, and if you stayed to the end on this one, boy, are you a rock star, because this was a long one. My match alone took an hour, and that's the only downside you could ever say about best of three, is they just take so long. But if you're into Magic, if you're into competitive Magic, you'd love it. I know anytime there's a big tournament going on, especially the World Championships, when you get to that final day, the final 8, and it's all best of 3 matchups, that thing takes 8, 10, 12 hours. It's really all day long you're sitting there watching it, but for me, it's so fascinating. I love seeing how people sideboard. I like to see how people adapt and change from game to game. And you don't have to just worry about that one game where you got mana screwed or that one game where you just didn't get lucky. Okay, it's a real true test. And unfortunately for me, we finally got our loss. And now we have a 3-way tie with myself, ManaMan, and Hand of Justice there at the top. But we got 3 nipping at our heels. We still have a whole lot of gameplay. This is only 4 rounds done. We have 3 more to go to figure out who our top 2 players are going into the championship. So with this one, who am I going to give the match of the day to? I'm going to actually give it to myself and Hand of Justice, but mostly because of Hand of Justice gameplay. He piloted that Selesnya human deck just absolutely beautiful. He was aggressive when he needed to. He had that taxation when he needed to. He held back. He built up his hand, waiting for the board wipe, and then flooded that board again, just running me over in that game. So absolutely fantastic gameplay from Hand of Justice, and that's why I have to give that one the match of the day, and it was also the longest one of the day. Even though we only played 2 games, we didn't even get to game 3. We almost hit that hour mark on that one. Absolutely loved it. Expect this one to probably be our longest video, because tomorrow we're going to dive right back into best of 1 for round 5. So until then, never forget, you're an ace.